Look at the lineup for these Boston Red Sox. It'll have a different look to it today with a left-handed starter on the mound. It's Bogaerts to lead it off. Then Pedroia slides up into the 2 spot. And Benintendi hits third and starts in left. Mookie Betts in right field batting cleanup. Hanley Ramirez starts at first base. Chris Young was activated with Eduardo Nunez out with a knee injury. Vasquez does the catching. Marrero's at third and Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field hitting 9th.
Pitches that move right to left and left to right on both sides of the plate. A little swing back two-seamer on right-handers to kind of freeze them.
In a Game 3 win against Kansas City. On the ground to third, this is Bregman. 1 out. That's a 4-pitch walk, and the Red Sox have their first base runner. There's a ground ball there. Altuve feeds Correa, who will hold on to it. Benintendi aboard on a fielder's choice. Here comes a 1-1. Betts shoots one to right. That's a base hit. It trickles down the line, and Betts is on his way to second with a 2-out double.
Hit.
Off of the hands here. Bregman's got it. And that does it for the Red Sox in the first. Keuchel able to pitch around some 2-out trouble. The Astros come up for the first time against Drew Pomeranz. George Springer to lead it off, and it's Bregman and Altuve off his historic performance in Game 1. Carrera, Gaddis, and Reddick in the middle. Gurriel's the first baseman. Gonzalez in left, and Brian McCann doing the catching for A.J. Hinch's club. Starts against Houston this year, both good, but different in the way that he attacked.
Well, yes, I think Drew Pomeranz's velocity's been a little bit down.
Banged into the ground to Pedroia at second, and George Springer the first out.
Wild card game.
Bregman flies one to right. Mookie Betts is out there. And for Pomeranz, 2 up, 2 down. Altuve goes after the first pitch and deposits a base hit to left center. Fastball is hammered, and the Astros lead 2-0.
To leak like that ball did.
Curveball lifted to center and playable for Jackie Bradley Jr. But Carlos Correa hammers the ball out of here to get the Astros in front 2-0 after an inning in Houston. Ground ball outs to get out of a first inning jam. Young goes after the first one that he sees and splits the gap in left center. First pitch that he sees in the postseason, he's got a double. Vasquez, young kid, got a great jump and takes third without a throw. And that's a walk, putting runners at the corners with nobody out. On a 2-2, he got him swinging. Base hit into center. On the 8th pitch that he sees, Jackie Bradley puts the Red Sox on the board with an RBI single. A 2-2. Bogaerts down on strikes 2 away. 2-2. Got him swinging. Keuchel winds up with 3 strikeouts in the inning, and for the second time in as many innings, the Red Sox strand 2.
Get him in that game.
Reaches out, flips this one into left center field, where Benintendi puts it away for out number 1. That's a 4-pitch walk to Gurriel. 1 on 1 out. Here's a 1-2. Got him swinging with a curve, which he doesn't get a ton of. McCann cracks his bat on a flare to short left center. Bogaerts is there to finish the inning. Benintendi digs it out in the air to center. George Springer for the first out.
Especially into righties.
Betts shoots one up the middle, and Keuchel might have gotten a piece of it to slow it up for Altuve to throw Betts out. 2 away. Keuchel home with a 3-2. He has his first clean inning of the afternoon. Ramirez takes strike 3 call to the bottom of the 3rd in a 2-1 game. Patient for the Red Sox. That ball's driven the other way. It sends Betts back at the wall. It's gone. George Springer goes the other way with a solo shot. On a 2-2, Bregman drives the ball into the gap in left center. On his way to second. throw from Bradley, not in time, and it's a double for Alex Bregman. Pomeranz delivers 1-0, and Altuve cracks a soft liner that'll sink in front of Benintendi for a base hit. Bregman in to score on an Altuve single, and the Astros lead 4-1. As Pomeranz fails to record an out in the third. I don't think anybody really expected that Smith would turn into what he has, and that is, this is Carlos Correa. The first one backs up on him and allows Altuve to move into scoring position. Then a 3-2. Correa lays off and earns the walk. A 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded. Caught at third by Marrero. Onto the DL, then onto the bullpen, and in 5 games is not allowed to run. Got in on him, and it's popped up. Sky high, and the infield fly rule in effect as Bogaerts puts it away. Price getting a big second out. Delivers to him. And another pop-up. Will it stay in play? Vasquez in the on-deck circle, and David Price eludes more trouble. Stranding the bases loaded and keeping it 4-1.
You can get underneath and throw a little bit if you want.
Line out to short. Young the first out. Keuchel home with a 1-2. 2 out. Keuchel with another 1-2-3 inning. He seems to have settled in with his 4-1 lead. Leading off this fourth for Houston and pulling one directly at Pedroia, playing that rover position like you talked about for the first out of the 4th inning. Springer turns on it over third and down the line. It is a fair ball. Benintendi over to grab it. Springer's got a 1-out double. Yet another extra base hit for the Houston Astros. Alex Bregman with a man on, rolls one to second. Pedroia stumbles, gets to his feet, and gets Bregman just in time. Up to third goes Springer, 2 away. A 1-2. Comes back inside, and it's popped up. Dustin Pedroia slides under it and makes an awkward catch, but a catch nonetheless. And a 0 put up by Price in the 4th. 1-2. Softly hit along first. Bradley can really move, but Keuchel can really feel. 3 consecutive Gold Glove Vision Series. Here he is with a 2-2. Bogaerts sends a pop fly into center field for George Springer. 2 out. Pedroia rolls it to short where Correa scoops it up, and Dallas Keuchel has retired 11 in a row. You're watching the ALDS on FS1, presented by Doosan. It's 4-1, halfway home. Gaddis starting the 5th for Houston, and looking at strike 3 through the back door. Here comes Price with a 2-2, and he's got back-to-back strikeouts to open the 5th. Payoff. Tap past the mound is short. Bogaerts. 1-2-3 with a great stretch in the back end from Hanley Ramirez. So David Price, 2 1/3 scoreless innings. Dallas Keuchel has been tremendous for Houston with 11 in a row retired. He's back out there on the other side of this break in Game 2 of the ALDS. Plenty of traffic over the first 2 innings. It's a big bounce at a first and an easy play for Gurriel. That swings and misses, kicks away from McCann, but he throws him out. They walked it. And Inch is going to call down to the bullpen and listen to this ovation. Dallas Keuchel finished, and he hands it off to Chris Davinsky. Popped up. Another changeup, and it gets the job done. That's Correa on the right side of the infield to finish the Red Sox in the 6th. Eduardo Rodriguez into the game for only his 2nd career relief appearance. That's a fair ball, and it hits off the sidewall, ricocheting to Bogaerts. Great hustle from Xander Bogaerts to hold Gonzalez to a leadoff single. Here's Brian McCann, and he gets hit. And Reed trying to keep it close. 2 on for Houston with nobody out. And the Astros already in front 4-1. 2 on, nobody out. And a bouncing ball deflected off of the mound. Pedroia gets the out at second, and that's all. High pop fly into right. Gonzalez back to tag at third. Running catch for Betts, and then the ball falls out of his hand. It's all turning up Houston in this one.
Well, obviously it's shallow, and this part right there as Betts tries to get rid of it too quickly. Gonzalez had no inkling to go on this at all.
Trying to crack it open. That is down the line, a fair ball, and it goes all the way to the corner. Springer's in to score. Here comes Altuve. A 2-run double for Carlos Correa. And now Gaddis unloads to deep left field. That's off of the wall. They are partying in Houston. Up 1 game to none. Up 8-1 in game 2. Reddick down with a ground ball to second, and Pedroia throws him out. But the Astros strike for 4. Extend the lead to 8-1 for the second time in as many games. Houston has put up 8. Give him 1. Hard ground ball and a single to start the inning for Vasquez.
Normally wouldn't do.
Devers caught out on strikes, 1 away. That one's jammed into short center field, and Springer runs under it for the second out. Their season. Hits one back up the middle. That's Correa, and that's the inning. We stretch in Houston for the Astros all over the Red Sox in game 2. Here's Austin Maddox, the latest out of John Farrell's pen. Ground ball to the hole at short. Bogarts double clutches and throws late. Climbs a ladder here and a pop fly to right. There's Mookie Betts. 1 out. And hammers this ball down the right field line. That's into the corner and off of the wall. A long single for Brian McCann, and the Astros at the corners with 1 out. He's walked all over the bases. That's popped up. And Ramirez camps under it. Strikes out swinging on a fastball. So the Astros leave the bases loaded, and Jose Altuve is human. And his first pitch to Dustin Pedroia is hit on the ground to third. Alex Bregman tried to barehand it, couldn't get it, and Pedroia's aboard, who is yet to get out of the first. And he's thrown 37 pitches. Here comes Gregerson's 3-2, and Benintendi swings through it for strike 3, 1 gone. 8. It's a fly ball to left field, and Marwin Gonzalez settles under it for the second out. Gregerson's payoff. Ramirez strikes out swing, and the beat goes on for the Astros. Up 8-1 to the bottom of the 8th. Craig Kimbrell, one of the premier arms in the game. Correa is able to turn it around, but in left, Benintendi's there for the first out. He's got a pinch hit base hit. Haven sends it to center. Jackie Bradley's got it. You're right, that was that afternoon, August 31st. And he strikes out, and the side is retired. On to the 9th inning in Houston. The Astros 3 outs away from a 2-0 series lead. Our Gatorade Extra Effort player profile looks at Ken Giles, who makes his postseason debut here. Moreland goes the other way. There's Gonzalez making a lunging catch for the first out of the night. Base hit for Vasquez.
Their starting pitching has put him in a hole early both games so far, and then the
Rafael Devers pops the first pitch that he sees into foul ground at third, and the Astros an out away from a 2-0 lead. That's knifed through for a base hit. Vasquez We'll head for the plate. Here's Gonzalez's throw up the line, and an RBI single for Jackie Bradley. His second of the day makes it 8-2. Dominance from Houston in games 1 and 2. Back-to-back 8-2 wins, and the Astros with a 2-game-to-none lead as the series shifts to Fenway for Game 3 on Sunday.